You guys already know that lunar is my favorite element, and we are gonna turn it up in this video. Firestorm reveals, lunar casters get ready, let's dive in. If you haven't pre-ordered Elestrals Divine Champions Firestorm, what are you doing? This set is bonkers. Double starter decks, same price, 4 packs, insane. We've also got that exclusive Exaltair Stellar promo that comes with every order over 50 USD, and you get 2 of them if you spend 100 or more, and 3 of them if you spend 150 or more. We scaled the promos up, so take advantage of that because that is awesome. But like I said, today is all about the lunar element. We're going to be revealing a handful of new lunar cards that are going to take advantage of Artemis's incredible ability to suppress cards on the field, and that's going to be the focus today. So let's take a look at our first champion, WEREPUP, Champion of Artemis. Now, it's worth reminding you guys that these champion cards are considered title cards, which means that if you have WEREPUP, Champion of Artemis, you can run 3 copies of that, and you can run 3 copies of the original WEREPUPs. So when you consider building out your decks and how these cards can synergize together, don't forget that. WEREPUP, Champion of Artemis is a brand new WEREPUP with 3 attack and 2 defense. You can special ascend this WEREPUP to LYCAVOID from your hand or deck if an opponent has at least 2 suppressed cards. So again, leaning heavily into the suppression mechanic that Artemis provides, you can suppress your opponent's cards by utilizing cards like Dense Fog as well, so you do have a couple options there. When this WEREPUP is destroyed in battle, you can suppress a card on your opponent's field until the next turn. So you have an opportunity here to turn off your opponent's effects when they destroy your WEREPUP. So that could actually be really useful, and it doesn't necessarily have to be the card that ultimately destroyed WEREPUP. You can target any card on your opponent's field and suppress them. So WEREPUP is going to allow you to kind of set up for its first effect and also add more suppression to your opponent's field passively. Up next, Artemis is rocking a brand new champion, her LYCAVOID. Incredibly powerful. We've seen LYCAVOID, WEREPUP, and Full Moon take a huge step forward here in the current Moonrise metagame, and this new LYCAVOID is going to allow you to swarm the field in a way that you've never been able to do before. 6 attack and 5 defense for this 2-cost LUNAR Elestral that states when you cast this LYCAVOID, you can special cast any number of WEREPUP from your deck with lunar suppressed. That means that those WEREPUP are coming to the field without an effect, and they will not be able to get their effect at any point after they are cast because they are going to be suppressed indefinitely. This is going to allow you to get more suppressed cards onto your field and activate some really unique effects, but most importantly, you're allowed to swarm the field with your WEREPUP, as you can cast out up to 3 WEREPUP to your field to sit alongside this LYCAVOID. This immediately gets you incredible amounts of pressure, even if those WEREPUP cannot have their effects. Very, very powerful. This LYCAVOID then goes on to say that you can destroy a suppressed Elestral on your field. If you do, destroy a suppressed Elestral on an opponent's field. So what that means is you have the flexibility to destroy or sacrifice one of your WEREPUP, almost like a boom bat in a way, and destroy an opponent's suppressed Elestral on the field. So you are going to have to be really mindful about how you activate your cards to suppress your opponent's cards, but nonetheless, this LYCAVOID is going to bring so much power when it swarms WEREPUPs to the field, and your opponent's going to have to deal with that immediately because that is a lot of pressure. Very, very epic new card. Up next, we've got a little bit more offensive support for Artemis, being able to take advantage of that suppression and turn it into something very positive for your game plan. We've got Pandalin, the Champion of Artemis, swooping onto the field with 4 attack and 1 defense, and its effect states that when 1 or more Elestrals become suppressed, or when a player plays an Elestral suppressed, an opponent must expend a spirit. That is going to give you the opportunity to burn your opponents every time you're suppressing them, to get a little bit more value out of your Artemis suppression, but also get some value out of cards like your LYCAVOID casting out suppressed WEREPUPs. Pandalin, I think, is a card that is going to age very, very well as additional suppression tools are added to the game, and in the meantime, I think it can make a splash in Artemis decks as you work to build and suppress your opponent's strategies while you build your own board state to put them in a bad spot and force them to react to your offensive onslaught. I want to give a shout out to my man Full Frontage, by the way, who had the opportunity to reveal this card early, so big shout outs to him. Now it's time for us to take a look at one of my absolute favorite cards we've ever made. I love this card. It's one of my favorite Elestrals, and I think it's going to make a huge impact as we talk about swarming the board and taking advantage of suppression, and that is none other than Spectrus, Champion of Artemis. This new insectoid comes to the field with 4 attack and 2 defense, and its effect states that this Spectrus can be special cast from your hand with Lunar if an opponent has at least 1 suppressed card. That means if you pair this with Artemis, you immediately can special cast out your Spectrus, which has massive implications. Not only in terms of ascending your LUNAR Elestrals and being able to get out cards like Phasmacore or even something like a LYCAVOID like I mentioned earlier, and be able to put that pressure on your opponent by getting 2 drops out, but one of the coolest combinations you can utilize Spectrus with is with Ardbud. Obviously, you're already leaning into the lunar element with your Aardvarm and your Antitan, and now having flexibility with Spectrus to be able to special cast it out to the field and use it as fodder alongside your Ardbud. I think my Ardbud enjoyers are going to be really excited about this card because it has some massive implications for Lunar, not just today, but for the future of the game, and I am very excited about this card. I hope you guys have so much fun with it. And believe it or not, I'm not even done because we've got a brand new Reverse Stellar to reveal for you guys. Reverse Stellars are absolutely amazing pulls out of your booster boxes. I'm a big fan of them. In Moonrise, we obviously had the Lunar Phase Reverse Stellars that you guys were able to collect, but we're switching things up here for Firestorm, and our first reveal here on these Reverse Stellars is going to be Reverse Stellar Spectrus, Champion of Artemis. We already talked about its effect, but big shout outs to this artwork because it is gorgeous. As a proud owner of 3 Daybreak Spectrus Stellars, I need 3 of these bad boys, no doubt about it. This is going to be one of my top chase cards in the game. And you may notice something about the numbering here, by the way. I hear the collectors, for our main sets, we are going to be numbering our Reverse Stellars separately from the main set. That was a bit of feedback that we had gathered over the last couple sets, so we're going to take care of that for you guys as well. So get excited there. A lot of great stuff, an incredible pull that you'll be able to find in your Firestorm products. One of the things I love is our pre-order bonuses, and we've got an exclusive one for our local game stores that you are not going to want to miss out on, and that is the brand new Stellar Emphyrix Champion of Hestia, a brand new Champion Elestral that is going to bring the heat. 3 attack, 4 defense, 1 cost fire with an awesome effect that says you can disenchant a fire spirit from your Hestia in order to add a 1 spirit fire Elestral from your underworld to your hand. So we know Hestia really benefits from being able to get those fire Elestrals that she can special cast out to the field, and Emphyrix is going to allow you that regeneration of bringing those Elestrals back to your hand. When you ascend this Emphyrix, during your end phase, you can special cast it from your underworld with fire. Now, we've talked a lot about how Hestia can utilize some very cool ascension plays, so you can very easily cast this thing out with Hestia's effect, find something from your underworld to add it to your hand, ascend this thing into another Elestral like a Blazerus or a Leonite or otherwise, deal massive amounts of damage, and then bring Emphyrix back in the end phase to be able to put more pressure on your opponent. This card is a gorgeous promo and one you do not want to miss out on. So make sure you guys are showing love at your local game store. You can pre-order Elestrals through your local shops. We work with distribution in Canada now. So if you're in Canada, we work with Universal Distribution, so your stores can get stuff from there. If you're in EU, we work with Blackfire EU, which is the biggest European distributor of card games. If you're in the UK, we work with Bliss UK, which is one of our new distributors there as well. So we are expanding globally for you guys to be able to get your cards. And if you're in the US, we work with a handful of the best distributors across the United States markets to get you guys cards. So tell your local game stores to pre-order Firestorm so you can get yourself a Stellar Emphyrix, a pre-order and order exclusive through LGS while supplies last. Don't miss out. Now is the time to pre-order Firestorm. Make sure you get it in. Make sure you make it happen. Get that Stellar Exaltair Champion of Hermes promo. Get excited for all of these brand new Lunar cards that are going to be absolutely nuts. And tell your friends about Elestrals. Now is the best time to get involved in the game. Our 2-player starter decks are going to be game changers at getting people onboarded with tons of amazing staples and much more. Stay tuned for tomorrow's reveal. It's going to be epic. Let me know what your favorite card is in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys next time.